welcome to the farm. My name is Max, and yeah, this video is hopefully going to be the first of many vlogs from the farm. I want to give you guys a good idea of what we do here, what we are all about on the farm, and just sort of generally give you an idea of what happens here. We are located just outside the town of New Woodshire. It's over that way. I myself work here with my dad. My dad also works on the farm with me. You'll see him from time to time, sort of helping me cart and things. He's sort of semi-retired at this point. I run most of the farm myself. We have 50 head of Braham cattle here, of various colours, as you can see. And a lot of the farm is centred around that. They've been already fed and everything today, and are pretty happy. And what we're going to be doing today for the first vlog, for the first video on here, is if we head out this way, you'll see we have a few fields that are actually ready for harvest. So over here, you can see we've got a nice field of soybeans. These are all ready for our harvest. Also, if we head back this way, I think we've got another field over this way that's ready to harvest as well. Unless, I forget. Yeah, no, we do. We have another field over here that's ready to harvest. And this is the wheat, and this I want to do because I want to get the straw baled up, ready for the cows. So you can see this is all nice and ready and all ready to go. So we're gonna go and get our combine out, and I want to show you a couple of bits of equipment. I'm not going to do all of the equipment and explain what all the equipment we have on the farm is straight away in this video. We'll sort of have a look at the equipment and things as we go through. But we're gonna start with the combine today because we got crop that is ready. We're also going to start with one of the oldest pieces of equipment we've got as well. So we got this is our combine. We have it. It's a Gleaner A85. This one dates from 2008. We bought it second hand about 5-ish years ago, I think it was now. And it's done us really well. It's a very nice combine made by Agco, of course, with a Caterpillar engine in it. And this is the header. It's as you can see, a 9250 Dynaflex. This is not a this is a belt driven header. This one really good for things like soybeans, and as it doesn't it doesn't break the soybean pods so much, and allows them to get into the combine. So we actually end up harvesting more soybeans with this header, which is why we got that. And we want to get that out to the field. So what we're going to do is we're going to head over here and get something that has been on this farm for well over 50 years now, coming up to 60 years that this piece of kit has been here, and that is this beauty. It's an 850 diesel John Deere. Now this is an electric start one. My grandfather originally got this back in 1961, and it's really lovely to still have this. We basically use this as a yard tractor. And now listen to the engine on this. Oh, that is just, I love starting this little tractor out every time I come to use it. And it's got there's no 3-point linkage on it. We basically use it to move stuff about the yard mainly, which is why we've got it out here today. And we're gonna use it to move the header trailer because we want to get the header out to the field. So let's back this onto here. There we go. And hook that up. And we'll have to go round the tree in the middle of the yard here. So as I say, as you can tell from this tractor, this farm has been in my family for quite a while. It's my great grandfather first bought the farm nearly a century ago. I think it's about 90 years ago. my great-grandfather bought the farm, and it's been in the family ever since. I'm the 4th generation to farm it, and yeah, and sort of in the process of taking over from my dad. I guess you guys are probably wondering on the accent at this point how we're in we're in the Northwest United States, and I have a very, very English accent. That's mainly because I'm actually my dad is American, but my mum is British, and I lived and went to school and everything over there for many years, and unfortunately when she passed away a few years ago, I came back out here, came to sort of move out here, and I've been so slowly taking over the farm from my dad ever since. And to the point where he's, as I said earlier, he's sort of semi-retired now, and I'm pretty much running it myself. The fields here, we've got we've got a fairly big combine and a fairly big setup here, and the fields are manageable with what we have. So it's and you can pretty much run the farm with a single person. As I said, sometimes I need his help carting and things like that, but most of the time, we can run this on our own. We basically do everything for the cattle in the farm. It all sort of works together. Right, so I'm going to start this up. There we go. And you can see the belt on our header starting up as we go into the wheat, and this wheat is in pretty good condition. It's fully fertilised. We've been taking good care of it. We're not got any weeds in here or anything like that, and it should give us a pretty good thing. And yeah, we're dropping the straw out. It's always worth jumping out the combine. I don't always trust all of the stuff in here. And keep an eye on the fill levels as well. It's a fairly big header and not a massive tank. It holds about, well, one of these holds 350 bushel, and the header tends to fill it quite quickly. So we'll keep an eye on that. But we're going to have to walk back up to the farm. Dad's away at the moment, so we're going to have to walk back up to the farm and get ourselves one of our tractors, and you'll see the range of tractors. The tractors on one of the things I love about the tractors on the farm is they're a really great example of sort of John Deere's changes over the past few decades. Starting with our classic from the 60s there. We've got this really nice setup. That is fitting rather nicely. There we go. Yeah, we're coming up on that really quite well at the moment. I think we're gonna lower the comb a little bit, just adjust that. But you can see it's filling up, and we're doing well. We're probably about half full at this point, I think. There we go. And so we're going to go back, and I'm probably going to use, I don't know which of my tractors. Probably going to use my 7810. We've got a good range of tractors on here. I tend to use the 7810 for most jobs. We're coming up to the top of the window now. There we go. And down again. And we're keeping the. I actually learned to harvest and learned to farm in the UK. So a lot of my experience is from there. And there are differences between American farming and British farming. That I've got used to. My dad would correct me on a lot of stuff. when I first moved back out here, or moved out here, and yeah, it was really quite a thing to adjust to these changes. There we are. Right, what I think I'll go and do, we're well above the window, so I'm going to put my auger out. Let's jump out and just have a look up here. We've got quite a way to go looking at that. So let's jump back in. We won't put that out yet. We should be able to get the rest of this headland down, like so. So yeah, it's been a fun few years, and as I said, I'm pretty much farming here full time now, with just me, and you know, my dad helping out when I need to. We keep things going, and it works nicely, and things like this combine, you know, is just working well and is good size, and it seems to be the way of smaller farms like ours now. The way they're going is that you've either got a few family members working together, or you've got or it's one person sort of running the whole thing. You rarely sort of get farms these days that aren't small amounts. I mean, machinery's advanced to the point where you can run a farm with very few people now. Whereas you know, a farm our size would have had 5 or 6 workers a couple of decades ago. Now you just run it with a single person, and you know, with the occasional bit of help. Coming up to the end of the field now. So I've got my auger into the crop at the moment. I want to turn it out, and what we'll do is, now that we're back closest to the farm, we will go and get our tractor and empty ourselves out. There we go. Let's not pick up a load of straw. Perfect. So in we go there. We'll put out that. I'll just turn that off for a moment as we bring our auger out, and we'll head over to the farm, and I'll go and get the tractor. So I'm in the it's a 7710. I misspoke earlier, and we got a Fortuna dolly trailer here. Now this holds, I think this holds 2 to 3 loads off the combine. Just need to get out actually and take off the cover. There we go. That's the cover off. Yes, so it's pretty good from that point of view, and we know we're going to be able to get around a couple of headlands really. So that will throw that out. Yeah, so nice 7710. No 3-point on this. And yeah, that's actually our second youngest tractor on the farm, that one. We do have a more modern 7R, which we tend to use for bigger jobs. A 300, it's about 300 horsepower that, and it's a great piece of kit for doing most of the other jobs around the farm. This 7710 used to do that stuff. I'm just going to go and turn it off actually. There we go. Yeah, it used to do a lot of those jobs, and now is sort of our main carting tractor. We got some older stuff. We got a 4400 series on the farm as well, which is basically that is our front loader tractor at this point. It's years ago. It would have been a big tractor on the farm, and as the horsepower on tractors and equipment and things has just gone up, you know, stuff has just been relegated lower and lower. I mean, the 850 that we've got, that we pulled the header trailer out with, that we used to just basically shunt stuff around the yard. That, of course, once was a big tractor on the farm, and the fact that it had an electric start as well, that was a big thing at the time. That was a fairly cool innovation that had happened around there. No crank start on that. So it's really sort of we have the history of the farm in the vehicles that we have on it, which I think is really cool, which I absolutely love. And so yeah, it's one of those things where I love living here and I love being on the farm because the history of it, of the 4 generations of it that farmed it, are in it, are here. So that's the second headland done now. We don't need to do any more. We've got plenty of turning space with that. What we're going to do is, before we cut into the field though, before we cut in, on this, we're going to get it emptied again. We'll check how full our trailer is. Might be wise at this point to go and empty it. There we go. Actually, yeah. There we go. Empties rather nicely this combine. It's got a rated unloading speed of 4.5 bushels per second, and works really well for that. Let's go and have a look at how full our trailer is. I think we're still pretty good. Yeah, I think we can get another load into that. So we're going to start at this side of the field and start cutting in and sort of open the space up. If we go, actually we go roughly down this bit here, that will serve us quite well. So down we go with the header. I am seeing a few weeds in the field, not many. So that will impair our yield a little bit, but not massively. I think a few of those might be popping up as we're. I'm seeing some weeds in there. So our work has not been quite as effective with the herbicide as maybe I'd have hoped, and that will affect the yield a little bit. But in general, I'm quite happy with the yield off here at the moment. We're getting a good amount off here, and we'll do as well. And the other thing, of course, is that what we really need off this crop is the straw. We need the straw for our cows. It will keep us going quite a while. So yeah, we wanna reduce our costs with that, because if we have to buy straw in, then it's never any good for us. Yeah, it's quite nice. One question I think that might be coming up with you guys with the combine and the tractors, of course, is why have I got a Gleaner combine and John Deere tractors? I just personal preference, really. I quite like the AGCO combines, especially of this sort of era. So yeah, that's really why we've got the Gleaner. It's quite a nice combine for what we're doing. It was at the right price as well. You know, it's at the time it was a combine that we could afford, with a good header, you know, a good advanced header for the kind of crops we're doing, and just was something that was available to us, and sort of fit the bill better than any of the John Deeres that were available at the time. They were all sort of, there were some monsters that were available that we just kind of went, no, that's too much for what we do. And the header was just a really nice bonus. Just really worked well for us. So yeah, that's why we got the combine we've got on the farm. Because it's a combination of a personal preference and the fact that it came up, the fact that it was available to us. Yeah, that's why we have one of these instead of its equivalent Massey or Challenger. Is because it was available. How are we doing? We're getting pretty full. I'm hoping that we're gonna get one more row off here. One nice feature we have on this is we do have an automatic cut-off. So rather than the bin overfill, what will happen is the thresher will cut off. I do have to be careful when it happens though, because otherwise we just run into the crop, and it causes all sorts of mayhem and destruction if I do that. So we try and keep a close eye on it, but it's doing well. It goes quite a way above there. I mean, I can show you if you can see how much higher than than the cab that goes. So yeah, we easily have enough. We'll probably have enough to do a return row as well, and then empty out before we cut in again. I think is the wisest thing for us to do. So we'll go and do that. Whether it will all fit in our trailer, I don't know, but we'll see. And then we won't have a huge amount left actually to do on the field, so that'll all be good. There we go. And we'll go and tip our first. We'll go and tip the first load in the grain store, and you guys can see sort of how that works. We got a good grain dryer. I mean, this sort of here we tend to get fairly wet weather quite a bit of the year, and then the rest of the year we tend to get very cold weather. So yeah, it's one of those things. Right, let's quickly get back over here, and we'll get this. We'll go and get the trailer filled up. This 7710 is. These things go for a lot of money these days. They're really sought after tractors, and it's mainly because they're so reliable. These things just work. And they're in that they come from that era before all the electronics, before all the when you could still fix your own tractor. It is an issue we actually have with the 7R, is that it's a real pain to do any work on it. Whereas our other tractors on the farm, I know I can get my hands into. I can sort pretty much any problem they have. Right. There we go. I'm gonna try and spread this out. Again, nice little piece of kit we got on here that has an automatic sensor. What you can do is set it to unload, and it will detect how. I mean, that is pretty cool. Saying about the computers and things, it's pretty cool that we have a shut off. Both on the thresher and on the load, it sort of detects how much the trailer can take, and if it can't take any more, then it shuts off the auger, which is really useful for a one-man operation like this. If you don't want it where I'm having to run back and forth to the combine, because you just end up with issues there. Right, so this is our store. So we'll tip here, like so, and you can see here it's quite a good store. This. So we've got several places that it goes into. We've got a good dryer, and yeah. Works very nicely. This does. It's not a huge tank, but then we don't tend to store a lot of stuff. Although we do store different crops, which is where the problem normally comes in. This big barn, actually, so this big barn in the middle here, this is where we store our bales. And this bit is an extractor from a company called Andersen. They're a Canadian company, and this is what we do our silage bales with. And basically, we fill this with snakes of silage bales, which we found is a really good way to do it. Just sort of means that we have a lot less trouble with the load of stuff and getting everything to work. So we'll take this over to the other side of the field and get going again. So as I was saying earlier, I'm pretty impressed by the yield on this field, and it basically it's nice and dry as well. It's we've had a bit of a good dry spell recently, and as a result we've actually come up pretty well. We're not going to have to dry it this week too much. It's going to go into the store and be good and store well, which I'm really pleased about. We'll see how much. We'll see what we can sell for later. We are trying to remember if we've got some more wheat on the farm. We've certainly got the field of soybeans that we're going to be harvesting in the future. They're just about right. We tend to harvest them a little bit later than we harvest the wheat. So we're going to be doing some grass work over the next few days first. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. This field has gone well. I think what we'll probably do in the next vlog is we'll get this baled up and collected up. We use auto stackers here. We don't tend to do a lot of front loader work unless we're actually feeding the cows. Yeah, we've sort of taken the hassle out of getting bales off the field that way. But yeah. So there we go, just 2 more rows to go. We should have enough space in our combine for that. Can't see from the window, but I think we've got plenty of space for that. There's not a huge amount left. And as I said, we got some nice safety features on here. We got that's good amount we've had off here. We've had about at least 3 tanks. Closing on 4 at the very least, which is good. That's a really good yield off here, and I know we can do better. I'm looking at the crop and I'm seeing some weeds in there, and I'm seeing some stuff that we need to rectify next time. So certainly we can improve on this yield, and that's a good thing. What we're going to plant in here next time, I'm not sure. It's either going to be we have. Not that many crops here. We do some corn, we do some wheat, and we do soybeans. We might put a bit of barley in sometimes, but yeah. Right, let's get our auger out. We left our 7710 running, but that's all good. Out with the auger. There we go. And into the trailer. And so we'll just park this off the side of the field, and yeah, that will be the wheat done. As I said, we do have the field of soybeans, but they're not quite ready yet. I need to check my stuff. I can't remember what other. Oh, I think we got a field of wheat the other side of the road that we'll be doing at some point. So, but we're going to get this baled up. I'll go check on that and see how that's doing. But yeah, we're going to park this off to the side. We may have to, as I said, load the header up, or we'll see if we can dodge across the road, maybe. But certainly for now, that is that done. And oh, let's turn her off. There we go. And we're going to get this baled up as the next job. I don't want this, with the amount of water and the rain and stuff we have around here, I don't really want to leave this on the ground too long. So we'll probably get this baled and collected and put into our barn as quickly as possible. Especially if the stuff the other side of the road isn't quite ready yet. And yeah, and just sort of keep going and get this all done. So I'm going to end the vlog here today. What I would say is that I hope you have enjoyed it. Please give us a like, drop us a comment, and give us a share. And for the latest videos from the farm, please subscribe to the channel and ring that bell. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.